welcome to Wildly Inspired Episode 2. This is Effie Wild. I am your hostess, and today we are going to fill in the very first spread in our new journal. I'm going to be gluing this down to the front cover here, just to make my life a little bit easier. And I'm just going to use a glue stick, because that's easy. Easy is good. If I can open my glue stick. Here we go. This is just a Yoo-Hoo stick. It's non-toxic, washable, acid-free. I really like this glue stick. It does the trick. It does what I want it to do, which is to glue things. Alrighty. Glue that down. Try to avoid getting glue stick on your substrate, on your surface, unless you're planning on gessoing. And even then, you're going to find that the glue impacts the way that your mediums work on the spread, if you've got glue there. So I'm just making sure that that's completely glued down. And then because this is Dylusions journal and I'm not quite sure of the paper quality, I'm not going to take any risks, and I'm going to gesso because gesso is my friend. So I'm just going to grab myself my jar of gesso. This is the Daler Rowney Simply acrylic gesso. You can get this at Walmart. You can also use golden gesso if you have it. I find I save my golden gesso for projects that are a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say important, because it is important to me, but a little fancier. So if I'm working on canvas, or if it's something if I'm working on like plain watercolor or loose watercolor, I'll probably go with gesso from Golden. But in a journal, when I'm just, trying to keep things frugal and simple, I'll just grab this pour bottle of Daler Rowney. I think I get it for this whole thing for, I can't remember, $8. So get that on there. I want this to be really textured, this first layer of gesso. So what I'm going to do is put on this thick layer of gesso and then fold the page over and burnish with my hand. And then what that's going to do is when I open it up, it's going to leave a really interesting texture in the gesso that will stay there when it's dry. So I'm going to leave this to dry and I will be back shortly. Alrighty, so I printed off a photograph that has been floating around my Facebook stream, and I printed it off so that it would fit in my wild journal. You were wild once, don't let them tame you. Well, I'm still wild. There's no taming me. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this out of this photo paper. This is just matte photo paper, by the way. Okay. And since this is a black and white photograph, what I want to do is create a really, really vibrant background. So I'm going to like fling all over this background, and then I'm going to glue this down and add embellishments to it so that it looks of a piece, like it belongs to the page.
Fountains meet wherever, and the river weave the ocean, where winds of heaven mix forever, with a sweet emotion. Nothing in the world, nothing in the world Mountains make the river, and the rivers with the ocean, where winds of heaven mix forever with a sweet emotion. Nothing can with words, nothing kiss with words. All things by a line divine, a divine. Ooh.
Make sure that's a cleanish surface. Glue stickaroo. Going from edge to edge with this to make sure that I get no bubbles or wrinkles. Now I do have some cobalt Inca Gold on my fingers. It's inevitable some of that will transfer. So I'm going to use just the edge of my hand. Got a bunch of the glue over here on that corner, so I'm going to go ahead and very carefully wipe that. So that's on there now. And I'm going to, oops, add some more tape. So this is starting to feel really hippy-dippy, which is making me really, really happy. I want to use this flower stencil that I've got. I think I got it from the Art House Studio.
Nothing in the world, nothing in the world, all things by hello divine.
And on now is getting some text into this. What I'm wanting to write are ways to stay wild. I think that's gonna suit. Pardon my reach. Suit this spread. I'm grabbing a Sakura Glaze pen. This pen writes on everything. I have yet to find something it doesn't write on. So, how to stay wild. How to stay wild. So that's just a simple printing, kind of childlike, works for me. And then I should think. So I'm going to let that dry because the Sakura kind of goes on like a really wet ink, this glaze pen, you can see. And if you put your hand in it, it will smear all over the place. So you really need to let that dry. Once it's dry, it's totally waterproof. And because I'm fussy, I want these letters to have the same sort of glazed appearance as the rest of my writing. And I also want to bring these letters into kind of the realm of handwritten rather than internet font, and that's also going to make them bolder. I want to do kind of a schmoopy, kind of a wild, dancing line down here like that. That makes me kind of happy. And then I think scallops along the edge, which I will most likely fill in with a color. And I'm going to put an outline along the top there. Just like that. Another schmoopy, fun, dancing line. My tape is not sticking. And then the same thing here, put a line across and scallops. Doesn't that look just so fun? Too much fun! I'm having fun. And then I'm going to put a swoopy sort of embellishment here in the corner, hand-drawn embellishment. We're going for something kind of wild and super playful. Look how pretty. Ah, so pretty. Pretty! Three little dots, because dots are fun. And then this writing is dry, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a white angelic color pen from Uniball.
Nothing in the world, nothing in the world, all think by hello.
Sure, your glaze pen is dry before you attempt this, my loves, because you will make a mess if it's not. And then I'm feeling purple for these little scallops.
Fountains make the river, and the rivers with the ocean.
That makes me happy. Why not bring this back as well? So this is a little rougher than that bit over there. So I'm just going to put rough little dots in there because dots and stripes right along here. Just really in love with the contrast of the white on the color. Super fun, super fun. And I think maybe I am getting to that place, my people. where I am starting to feel like, oh, you're gonna go too far, and then you're gonna hate yourself. But really, there's no such thing. That's too far. Right? Dots, because dots. Swiggle, and let's do another swiggle. And I'm done. I don't know if you saw some of that squiggling and stuff that happened there, but ta-da! Isn't it gorgeable? It's gorgeable. It's gorgeable. Happiness. And that is your second edition of Wildly Inspired with Effie Wild. I am going to put on a layer of low odor clear gloss. This is Krylon. And this is just going to fix, especially the photo, which had no finish on it at all. So that's going to fix the photo, and that's going to protect my page, and I am just thribbled. I am thribbled because it's gorgeable. Alright, my loves, I will see you next week with more of the same. Ciao!
Nothing